Myocarditis. Introduction. Normally, the bodily response, any sort of wound infections, for example, if any cut in our finger, so within a short time, what will happen? The tissue around the cut swells up and turn red. And this is the classic signs of infection. And the immune system in our body, it will be producing special cells to rush to the site of the wound and implement repairs. But sometimes the immune system or another cause of inflammation leads to myocarditis. What is myocarditis? Myocarditis is disease marked by inflammation of heart muscle known as myocardium, that is the middle layer of the heart, the muscular layer of the heart wall. And what causes myocarditis? First, viral infection or bacterial, parasitic or fungal infection, and even some autoimmune diseases like systemic lupus erythematosus can cause the immune system to turn against the heart and resulting in inflammation and myocardial damage. And the viruses, certain viruses like Coxsackie virus, human herpes virus 6 and parvovirus B19, these all the viruses will be causing myocarditis, and the bacteria like Staphylococcus aureus or Corynebacterium diphtheria. These all the bacteria may cause impetigo and BA methicillin resistant strain, that is methyl resistant Staphylococcus aureus, MRSA. Then even fungi like yeast infections, molds and other fungi may cause sometimes myocarditis, and even some parasites will cause, and even autoimmune disease like rheumatoid arthritis or systemic lupus erythematosus, all the things will be causing myocarditis. And we will see the pathophysiology of myocarditis. So the first one is classified into acute myocarditis, subacute myocarditis and chronic myocarditis. And the acute myocarditis, that is 0 stage, and it will be last for 0 to 4 days, that acute myocarditis. And the second one, subacute myocarditis, it will be start from 4 days to 14 days, and the final stage, chronic myocarditis, it will be last from 14 to 90 days, that is 3 months. And in acute myocarditis, there will be a viremia will occur, and the subacute myocarditis is the stage of viral cleaning, and chronic myocarditis, there will be absence of virus. So due to the invasion of any virus, there will be formation of myocyte necrosis. And this myocyte necrosis is mainly caused due to any nutritional deficiencies or any chemical or plant or even some toxins, or if the patient is having any ischemic heart disease or even the metabolic disorders. And it also causes, this invasion of viral infection also causes the macrophage activation. And the macrophage activation is a complex process involving coordinate action of signals from cytokines and canokines, and as a result there will be a cytokine expression will occur, and this cytokine, this all the peptide and cannot cross the lipid bilayer of cells to enter the cytoplasm. So as a result of this cytokine expression, there will be formation of interleukin-1 and interleukin-2 and tumor necrosis factor and interferon. And the interleukin-1 is a group of 11 cytokines that mainly it will be play a central role in the regulation of immune system, and it may also play in a factor of inflammatory responses to infections. And this interferons is a group of signaling proteins, and it is released by host cells in response to the presence of several viruses. And then is what is happening due to the formation of macrophage activation, there will be infiltrating mononuclear cells. This mononuclear cells, actually it's a different type of cells. It contains most different stem cells within this component of the marrow. And infiltrating is nothing but this is passing through. This different type of stem cells is passing through, And here then cytokine expression is causing a natural killer cells. So the natural killer cells is nothing but it is an effector lymphocytes of the innate immune system, that mainly it will be controlling the several types of tumors and microbial infections. And as a result of that, there is a formation of perforin is occurring. Perforin is nothing but a pore forming cytolytic protein, and this perforin mainly we can find in the granules of cytotoxic lymphocytes. And then as to what is occurring, there is some cytotoxic T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. This cytotoxic T lymphocytes represent one of the several types of cells of the immune system, and this T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes mainly they have the capacity to directly kill other cells. And finally it is causing neutralizing antibody. Neutralizing antibody is an antibody that is responsible for defending cells from pathogens. And this is what happening in viral clinic, that is a subacute myocarditis. And if you are not treating in this stage, the patient may go for chronic myocarditis, that is the formation of fibrosis, cardiac dilation, and final stage of heart failure, that will be start from 40 days to 90 days. So here the fibrosis nothing but there will be fibrotic scarring, and cardiac dilation we know that is an enlargement of the cardiac muscle, and finally the patient will go for heart failure, that is the pumping failure will occur, inability of the heart to pump to meet the blood to meet the metabolic demands of the body, that is the final stage of the myocarditis, that is the chronic myocarditis. Coming to the symptoms. The dangerous thing about myocarditis is that it can affect anyone, occur at any age, there is no age bar, and the patient may have fatigue, shortness of breath, fever, and joint pain, low extremity swelling, achy feeling in the chest. Coming to the diagnostic evaluation, myocarditis preliminary diagnosed by signs of irritation of heart muscle during the patient history, and blood test mainly we will be doing the CPK, and CPK will be elevated above 200, and electrical testing EKG can suggest here the heart muscle and irregular beating of the heart. And we can also do nuclear heart scan testing. Here we can find out the irregular areas of heart muscle. Other tests to help definitely diagnose myocarditis includes chest X-ray. Chest X-ray mainly we will be determining the size and shape of the heart. Here myocarditis, there will be an enlargement of the shape of the heart, and MRI and echocardiogram. MRI also we can detect the structural abnormalities, and echocardiogram we can find out the electrical impulse by find out the QRS-P, QRS complex. There will be delay in the impulse of QRS complex, and even sometimes we can advise the patient to undergo cardiac catheterization, and even the endomyocardial biopsy may be done to definitely determine the likely underlying cause for the disease. Treatment of myocarditis depend on the type of the myocarditis, acute, subacute, or chronic, and mainly we will start with corticosteroid therapy, that is the drug of choice injection hydrocortisone 100 mg IV, and the cardiac medications such as beta blocker, AC inhibitors, or ARB. ARB is nothing but angiotensin II receptor blocker, and the drug of choice for beta blocker, that is tabatinolone and metoprolol, and the drug of choice for AC inhibitor, captopril, and for angiotensin II receptor blocker, losartan and almestron. And even we will make behavioral changes, advise the patient to take rest, fluid restriction, and a low salt diet, diuretic therapy to treat fluid overload. Antibiotic therapy depends on the source and severity of myocardial inflammation. So depend upon the patient and the severity of the infection, doctor will prescribe the antibiotic therapy. And coming to the complications, the main complications, heart failure, that is the final stage. If in the subacute myocarditis, if you are not treating, the patient may go for heart failure, and there will be damage of heart muscle, so there will patient will not able to pump blood effectively, so that is myocarditis related heart failure. So here this type of patient we may plan for ventricular assist device or a heart transplantation. The next complication, heart attack or stroke. So here the heart muscle is injured and can't pump blood. The blood that pools in the heart can form clots, and if a clot blocks on the heart arteries, so if there is any blood which is going to the myocardium, if it's a clot formation, what will happen? The myocardium will not get sufficient amount of blood for its normal function. As a result, the patient may develop heart attack, and even the patient may leads to stroke also. The blood artery leading to traveling through the brain. Okay, so if there is any obstruction due to the clot formation, that also leads to stroke. Then rapid or abnormal heart rhythms, that is a sign of arrhythmia due to the damage of heart muscle. There will be an abnormal heart rhythm we will be observing, and there may be a sudden cardiac death. So this serious arrhythmia, the patient may develop lethal arrhythmias that may not be reverted. So the only thing we will be give the defibrillation, but the patient may not revert, and there is a late chance for death. And prevention, avoid people who have a viral or flu-like illness until they have recovered. And if patients sick with viral symptoms, better try to avoid exposing others. And follow good hygiene. Regular hand washing can help prevent spreading illness. Then avoid risky behaviors to reduce chances of getting an HIV-related myocardial infection. Practice safe sex and don't use illegal drugs. And then minimize exposure to ticks. Spending time in tick-infected areas, better wear long-sleeved shirts and long pants to cover as much of the skin as possible. Then get vaccinated. Stay up to date on the recommended vaccines, including those that protect against rubella and influenza. These are rubella and influenza may cause myocarditis. Coming to the nursing care plans for myocarditis. First one, decreased cardiac output related to impaired cardiac contractility secondary to myocarditis as evidenced by irregular heartbeat or arrhythmia. Interventions, assess the patient's vital signs and characteristics of heartbeat at least every 4th hourly, and we should auscultate the blood sound by stethoscope. Then observe signs for decreasing peripheral tissue profusion, that is check the capillary fill, facial pallor, cyanosis and cool clammy skin. Administer cardiac medicines and dietetics as prescribed by doctor's order. Then administer supplemental oxygen, maximum 4 liters we can give through nasal thrombs, and educate the patient on stress management, deep breathing exercises and relaxation techniques. And prepare the patient for ventricular assist devices by educating the patient. Second nursing diagnosis, hypothermia related to disease process of viral myocarditis as evidenced by temperature of 38.5 degrees Celsius, rapid and shallow breathing, flushed skin, profuse sweating. Intervention, assess the patient vital signs at least every hour. Remove excessive clothing, blankets and linen, adjust the room temperature, and even we can offer a tippet sponge pop, elevate the head of the bed. Administer prescribed antipyretic medications. And the third nursing diagnosis, impaired gas exchange related to alveolar edema due to elevated ventricular pressure secondary to myocarditis as evidenced by shortness of breath, SpO2 level and crackle sound heard on auscultation. Intervention, assess the patient vital signs and characteristics of respiration at least every 4 hours. Administer supplemental oxygen as prescribed. Encourage small but frequent meals. Elevate the head of the bed. Assist the patient to assume semi-follows position. Thank you.